Well, got the Sears SS15 hooked up to a trailer because I just bought this Penncraft up in Sunbury, Ohio. I just drove back with the Sears and picked it up. No, not really. We used the truck, obviously, but came with a 4 horsepower Briggs engine from '64. It's kind of blown up. I believe this thing's around the '60s too. This is built. Back tires aren't right, but I got some that'll fit it. Deck is free and everything seems to be working on it. $100. It's a decent enough deal for me for a rare tractor. And I got a brand new 8 horsepower, new old stock Briggs engine over there. I'm going to stick in it, I think. So stay tuned. Pull it over there in the Sears now. Well, it's been a couple days of tinkering around on this thing, getting what I need. And I've had this new old stock 6 horsepower Tecumseh engine, which I've determined will fit in here better, believe it or not, than the Briggs & Stratton 8 horse. And there's actually an engine on eBay right now that I think should fit in this perfectly. But for now, we're going to mess around with this newer OHV Tecumseh here. I just sprayed a little white spray paint on there to mark the 2 back holes of where the engine's going to mount. And I'm just kind of figuring out here how I'm going to be doing this. Not really a specific method. I'm only planning on keeping this engine in here for a little bit to see if we can get this thing to drive and move at all with this. I got a more proper 7 horse one I'm watching on eBay now, older one that's in good running condition, and the seller says it's not making any noises or smoking or knocking or anything. So, and it's for a pretty good deal, free shipping, so I'm eventually going to get that, I think, here soon. Until then, I'm going to just see what we can do with this little 6 horse Tecumseh in here. Just kind of rednecking it together, I guess. Nothing too specific on the mounting it in, just, you know, I'm going to drill out a couple new holes, and I'm not even planning on leaving this in here, so, you know, I'm not being too precise with it. Just going to drill some 4 discrete little holes down there and just see if we can get this thing running with this. Yeah, it just barely fits. And what sucks though is the exhaust is right there in the front of the hood there. It's not even coming out of this grill here. It just comes right out of the comes right out onto the front of the tractor there. So yeah, once again, only a temporary thing. And just got a cheap pulley on there and whatnot. It's not going to hold up with too much strain, quite frankly, I don't think. But it's going to be a cool little experiment to see if we can drive this thing around a little bit. And, you know, see what we can do with it. So I guess I'll pick this back up when I got the engine mounted in. I'll go ahead and start it, and we'll see if we can go anywhere with this thing. Crappy little paint technique failed miserably, I'd say, except on that corner there. So I'm just going to go ahead and siphon the gas out of this thing, run the carb dry, drain the oil, and turn it on its side and come up with a jig and do this the right way. Off camera, of course, because it'd be a pain in the butt to film all that. Well, it's way after dark when we finally get this done as usual. It's in there. I got 3 bolts in because only 3 of the holes wound up lining up as usual. It's in there tight though. 3 points of contact should be good. We're only leaving this thing in here for a little bit just to see if we can get this thing to move at all and cruise around. So that's what we're doing. I got the mower deck belt secured over that for now, and my pulley that I bought on Amazon rigged up there. Seems to line up all right. No belt guard on it or anything. Maybe we won't need it, maybe we will. I think it'll be good enough for testing this thing out. And I'm gonna get a cameraman out here, hopefully in just a little bit, to film this. Here's our choke lever. Okay, so we're gonna try to choke this thing a little bit. And then, I don't know, just kind of see if we can get it going. It takes a little bit of choke sometimes, and you gotta release it, so yeah, it should be interesting. Going full throttle? Yeah. Throttle's kind of reversed too.
me to get it? Go in reverse.
You got a stick or something?
I can go and grab one real quick.
Yeah. Yeah, no matter what I do. And it's supposed to pop off, so we need a guard. And really the proper engine would be nice too. Yeah. Here, take that.
No stop on the belt, So when he has to shift it, the spinning isn't stopping going to the transmission, so he has to use a stick to try and stop the belt so he doesn't completely tear up the transmission, which is not ideal.
We need a belt guard bad. Yeah. Some on a brake. But yeah, it moved under its first power for the first time. God knows how long. And that pumps the engine I somehow rigged up in there. Yeah, pretty sweet. Yeah, the garage is gonna remain a little tore up, I think. Yeah, I gotta go to bed. I can take over now. Thank you very much for recording. I really appreciate that. Yeah. You know what? Whoa. I mean, it won't disengage, but for a belt guard, and put on the bigger pulley for the deck belt. Yeah, I mean, this will work for now. I'm still gonna buy that other engine, I think. And we got right here threaded holes for like something. I'm trying to think why don't we just try to put some bolts in there and see what happens. Okay, we'll try that. Damn it. Service oil. Very dangerous. Blades and that shaft system and the gearboxes still work. The only reason I did that is because I've already turned them by hand. I've determined that there's definitely still some oil in there. They're excruciatingly smooth, even for their age, amazingly smooth still. So I just thought I'd show you guys that the blades do work real quick, and we're going to service those tomorrow. We're going to keep tinkering with this thing a bit. Eventually full restoration on this one for sure, but we got the Ford YT16 back there, which at the time of recording this is just waiting on one more deck spindle as far as original parts go, and just paint at this point. That thing's ready to be torn down and repainted completely. Probably crack the heads off the engine too and inspect that for the heck of it. But yeah, the Ford YT16 is ready for its restoration completion. We're just waiting on literally just one spindle for the deck and really a battery. And then we've already got the paint and everything. And then this is going to be the next project. And I'm going to leave the Sears mostly original because that's not too bad at all. It doesn't have nearly as much rust as the Ford. Somebody took decent care of it. One of the owners down the line had no clue what they were doing electrically though. But I think for the most part, is in terms of like the engine and painting it, they did a decent job. There was a valve sitting in the toolbox back there. And This thing has very little valve clatter, no rod knocking or piston slapping, and I changed oil like a month ago, and we've been using this thing to pull stuff and, you know, stuff all over the place, and that oil has not turned dark at all yet in the past month. We've been using this like every other day to pull something, move something. We got a dozer blade for the front. It's not on there right now, obviously, but we've pushed gravel with it, and that oil just does not want to turn very dark. So somebody, I think, got into this engine and did a pretty decent job rebuilding the engine, but wiring, not so much. So, and paint was kind of subpar, but, you know, they painted enough to keep rust off of it. So we're going to leave it how it is for now. And anyways, back to this. Like I said, I'm going to be getting the 7 horsepower engine that is more ideal for this thing. And it does run. It's fairly cheap, free shipping on eBay, and that'll be here soon. But we're going to leave this in here for now just to kind of keep messing with this thing. And, you know, we'll service these tomorrow. Put some fresh, like, look up some videos, put some fresh oil in them, see if we could do a little bit more with them. And then eventually we'll crack open the transmission, go through that just like we did on the Ford, and just like I did before I had this, really documented this stuff on my MTD back there. And oh, I don't know if you guys saw this thing yet, but yeah, this is another thing we picked up at a yard sale for 40 bucks. We're gonna change the oil on this, try to get this thing running soon and put it to use. So stay tuned for more videos on that. And I gotta get crazy posting some videos here on Tractors and Tillers galore for you guys. So yeah, I'm gonna be kind of busy on that. So yeah, thanks for watching, and we're gonna do more on this now.